It's a tug of war, battling to keep my sanity. Say no more, say no more. I love you, but I can't keep killing me. I look at myself, I look at you. Don't recognize who you traumatize me. Now what do I do? Pick up the pieces and go.
Yo, we're live. Should be live. Check, 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 check. You win some, you lose some. DeFi Q&A Sunday stream. There'll be a slight one, yeah. Yeah, sure. That's a nice Under Armour shirt you got on there. Twinsies. That's so gay. That's so fucking gay. It probably was. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, a little gift from grandma, you know what I'm saying? Says, can't hear Jake. 1 second. Can't hear Jake. Wait, can you hear yourself on your stream? It says you're talking. No way. Literally says you're live. It says your audio is live. Says your audio is good. I'm trying right now. I mean, I hear you, so what? It says you're talking. There's a live feed. Uh-oh. You want to show your screen? Show your screen too. I'm trying to see. Yeah, I mean, it says it's working. It says it's working.
It doesn't matter. It's not working, bro.
Or how's that? That actually might have fixed it.
Testing, testing, testing. Oh, you're wrecking the retention there,
Actually,
Parker,
my
big
voice.
time.
Hang on.
Check it.
Yeah, I mean it says it's working. Oh, it's working. He's live.
I need one person to write in the comments, can you hear me, before I give any
I
sauce.
hear you on my phone.
It doesn't
You're
matter.
live, you're
It doesn't
live.
matter. It doesn't matter. There.
Holy fuck.
What?
Hear you, Jake.
Can you write that? Can you write that down so we don't have that absolute disaster next time? What was it?
Yeah. It was set to monitor only, not output.
Right. So again, my fault, but actually I have no controls in these streams. Just wait till Tuesday. You're going to have a harsh reality on Tuesday, son. I'll tell you that.
All right, we're
Anyways,
live. It's all
so
good.
you probably missed what I've said. We've lost 30 to 40 people, but that's absolutely fine. 2026, we've got to start mapping something out. Are you sharing or am I sharing? Or how do you want to run this?
Go ahead and you can start sharing and I'll approve it.
What a good start.
Is
Loud
that
and clear. Beautiful. Everybody can hear me. Okay. We're going to relate this back to DeFi because obviously that's what Parker and me are kind of known for. Parker more so now, being one of the biggest guys, I think, in the space, which hats off to you. I want to start off by saying congratulations, Parker, for making 2025 your year with YouTube and DeFi. That's a big W in the chat. Nobody's probably ever told you that.
Nope.
But you've came a long way on YouTube and grown the group.
Appreciate
Low
that.
key, well done. So there's that. How are you going to take 2026 and break this more seriously? I know you're doing a masterclass. What is on the agenda for you on your goals?
Really, it's all about scaling and continuing to grow. It's like 2025 was that proof of concept year where I was just hammering every week, every day, always working towards the mission. And the results finally started to flood in towards the tail end of the year. And then now this is the year where we had the proof of concept in 2025. 2026 is all about growth and scaling for me. And that looks like, putting more into play, like the master classes and stuff like that, where we just have even more output.
Yep. Because there's two ways everybody's going to go into 2026, right? If you didn't have a good 2025, which by the way is absolutely fine, I can tell you from previous experiences that I've had many years when I'm 19, 20, 21, 22, and I was this guy, if my screen is sharing. And I didn't know what was going on. And it wasn't about crypto. It wasn't about anything. It was just about everything in life. I just seemed to get fucking unlucky. I was just unlucky. The car would break down. There would be electricity bills. A girlfriend would just fucking demand something off me. And I would just have no money left at the end of every single month. And if anybody can relate to that, which I'm pretty sure a lot of people can, especially watching the recordings, we're in cryptocurrency for a reason. We're in to make money for a reason, right? Because we want more money, but it's not really about the money. It's probably about the freedom. It's probably about quitting the job. It's not the piece of paper. It's the money, e.g. what money can buy us, right? Would we all agree?
Yeah.
I keep thinking this is not like a Zoom call, so they can't say, yes, Jake, yes, I agree. It's just me and you, so you have to be chat. So how do we, in a serious way, become the guy on the right? Okay? Because if you come into 2026, the same as 2025, and it wasn't a good year, meaning you didn't make as much as what you wanted to do, maybe you never cut down your hours that you wanted to do, maybe you never traveled as much as you wanted to do. It's all about getting, as I say, getting the bag. Okay? So what are people going to do if they want to comment, have you sold the car yet? God damn it. At least now people in chat can finally admit I bought it. I had to make a new video. I didn't have to do this, but I wanted to do that. I had to even show like the V5 document, which is like proof for fucking ownership. At least people are now admitting I fucking bought it. Which is better than saying I rented it for a day, because it was almost going to be funny. I was going to make like a daily video with the car. I'm like, oh, this is another fucking $1,000 for me renting this car. It's getting pretty expensive here, boys. Here's another $1,000. Here's another $1,000. No, I didn't sell the car, and I don't plan to sell the car. Just like I don't plan to sell this AP watch. I bought it because I liked it, and I'm going to buy many more stuff in this year because I am focused on getting the fucking bag. And I want many of you guys in the chat, e.g. you, Parker, as well, to make the bag that you made in 2025.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but the Lamborghini is more affordable than when you were short-term renting. When you pop into UK for like a couple weeks and be renting a car, wasn't that like crazy expensive? Like so much more so than owning.
I was doing it very stupidly. I was renting some Mercedes, not a fucking G-Wagon or anything, but I was spending, what was I spending?
Like $10K a month? Just to rent, and it wasn't even.
Yeah, it was 2.5 to 3K a week. I was renting from the airport place, so wasn't the best. I own a depreciating asset. Okay, we all agree with that. But I'm driving about in a house, basically. But for me, it was always cool to buy a Lamborghini. When I was this guy, okay, on the left, e.g. me at 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 is when I got a little bit of success with ecom. I always wanted that Lamborghini. The issue I had being in the UK was the Huracan wasn't an option. Just the UK roads are terrible. So I got the maxed out fucking SUV version. So even renting the car like I was doing before, from the car garage, the airport garage, that was ending up very fast. Then I bought the M4, and now I have the Lamborghini. So it's not about the Lamborghini. It was just kind of ticking a box for all the hard work I did in 2025. That was the kind of main milestone, because I knew if I wasn't going to do it in 25, as I got to 26 and 27, 28, it would just become less likely. And I just wanted to fucking do it. I've never really bought anything for myself, bar from the watch and some experiences for travel. That's what I'd rather spend my money on. That's probably what you'd rather spend your money on as well, especially you, Parker, now coming out to Thailand with us.
Yeah.
And the experiences are worth way more than a piece of fucking metal. But I did want that piece of fucking metal. And maybe that's me being egotistical, but it was just like the 19, 20, 21-year-old dream I could finally take. That's been on my list for so fucking long. Just that fucking big bull Lamborghini badge. And I was finally able to tick it off. And I ticked it off way better by buying a Mansory kit, which is just like extreme. But that's what I do. I didn't have to buy an AP watch. I had to buy a diamond AP watch. That's my personality in a nutshell. But in 2025, I worked fucking hard. If you guys could see behind the scenes of all the, and Parker, you know, but even before me and Parker really started to work together behind the scenes, man, and we're going to talk about that as well, the kind of steps that I want you guys to follow if you're trying to make 2026 your year. It was relentless. There was no days off. 0 days off.
What was the
I went to the hospital.
Remember the beginning of 2025? The tea and crackers at like 2 a.m. for cookies?
If you've seen the amount of onboarding calls Parker was giving me for our skill group, this group here, I was pulling up 1 a.m., 2 a.m. doing onboarding calls, and I was just eating tea and crackers because I was like, there's no point going to sleep, because by the time we would finish these onboarding calls for here, I'd be up. It'd be pretty much we've done 4 calls to like 4 a.m. if you think about it, 2 hours long. Okay, we've done back-to-back calls in Singapore. Like it was crazy, but I did that because I knew that it would test myself. Just like it sounds stupid, I do 150 press-ups every single day for the last 3 years, and it's not about the chest muscle. It's not going to get me any more chest muscles or any more tricep again. It's about the discipline of doing it. And I'm doing 10K steps every single day. These are things for me that seemed very difficult. Getting the money is easily. For gym guys, that stuff's easy, but for me, this 10K steps every single day, it's not about the 10K steps. It's about, okay, I'm going to do it so I can set up everything else for the rest of my day. And that's what's very important. And it doesn't sound important, but it is massively important for your mental discipline, right? Because if you guys can't stop putting a fucking cupcake in your mouth, or let alone go to the gym, how are you going to make any fucking money and get the bag? There's no fucking chance. There's 0 chance, okay? And that's what we're going to talk about going forward. Tax struggle. Do you think we'll have an alt season? We could talk about that going forward, but I want to really long-term holders. It's about quitting the 9 to 5 always. Exactly. This guy knows. For most people, it is about quitting the 9 to 5 or scaling down the hours you're working. If you're working 40 hours in 26, let's get down to 20, okay? Because it's going to free up so much more time to do what you want. Plus, you can work on something on that side. If that's a business, if that's DeFi pools, if that's looking at more projects.
Or the 9 to 5 is just something that you enjoy much more than the 9 to 5 you had to work because it paid better. You know, you can focus on something more enjoyable and fulfilling.
And the problem with the 9 to 5, as I've said this for years and nobody wants to agree, it's a 7 till 7. Do you know why, Parker?
Say that again?
Do you know why the 9 to 5 is actually a 7 a.m. to a 7 p.m. for most people?
Commuting, getting ready, and all that shit.
Exactly. You're not paid for these 2 hours that you're getting up and getting ready, and the 2 hours it finally takes for you to sit your arse down and watch Netflix. There's a 4-hour gap here that nobody's getting paid for, and everybody seems to accept it. Okay? You've got to start understanding that you're not going to fucking have any free time if you're working a 7 till 7 and you're tired, and Saturday, Sunday, you're going out on the weekend and spending the money that you should have been saving in crypto or your business. You're royally fucked. And this was the problem I was here when I was here at 19, 20, 21, 22 was, you know, I thought I was doing everything right, but I was just spending no time and no input equals output on the things I wanted to do, which was to get the bag, okay, whatever that was. So you have to start understanding time is so fucking important. We're all a year older than 2025, right? The years passed down so fast, and I promise you, when we go into February, March, April, it's starting to get scary. We're starting to get fucking old. Yes, we will explain DeFi pools. Don't worry, I'll let Parker take that at the end of this part. But you guys need to be in fucking scarcity mindset mode for the good way, not for the bad way, as in like save, 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 save. It's like, okay, we're running out of fucking time. You got one shot in this fucking life. If you want to be this guy, we have to get under the mindset of not being this guy. And if 2025 wasn't the year, and I'll say this fucking till the end of time, you have to do something different in 2026. Because, if you do the same thing over and over again, it doesn't work. It's a definition of insanity because it doesn't fucking work. So there's something you guys are missing that me and Parker have done correctly in 25. Okay, and that's what we're going to try and unlock with the key in this video. I've done a lot of talking, Parker. Jump on.
If your mate's partner isn't on the same page, does the chapter ever end? You are the average of your 5 friends. I think that's very, very true. That's a big proponent of why we've shaped like our 10K fast track the way that we have. We're surrounded, it's 133 members now, to where it's people that we're surrounded ourselves with. I mean, especially with me and Jake, doing onboarding calls and everything nonstop all week. It's like everyone we talk to each and every day, it's the exact people that we want to be like and we want to grow with. And so I know that's something that I struggle with a lot. I wouldn't say like last year, but like back when I first started in crypto, like 2023, it's like I couldn't find anyone that was on that right path, that was serious about crypto, that was down that rabbit hole. And so it's very, very true. And the last, I'd say year and a half, I've cut a lot of people off. There's a lot of people I haven't talked to in a year or so. There's people I haven't hung out with outside of just passing by in about a year and a half as well. And it's just, but also then look at the changes I've made in my life, et cetera. And it's, I mean, the game's changed a lot. Like the YouTube's getting successful, the income's very successful, the DeFi portfolio has grown quite a bit. And so it's it can be painful at times. The lonely chapter, I think Alex Hormozi calls it. You like that one, Jake. But definitely slimming down your giant, I used to have a big circle of friends, right? And so circling that down to where it's like, I mean, really 3 to 10 people outside of like people in our group, but like, I mean, 5, 10 people max in the real world. I mean, you really choose who you want to be, if that makes sense, kind of.
I just checked your video. You didn't put a thumbnail on. You really pissed me off there. But you got to stop lying to me. So the lonely chapter is a real thing, right? And I made a video on this for one of my vlogs that I'm trying to do every single week. I was talking about the lonely chapter. The lonely chapter is a real thing. The good thing about you, Parker, is you've not really had a lonely chapter somewhat. Like I was there for you with YouTube and this 10K fast track group. You've not really had it. And that's not to say like, oh, you haven't been through it. You've definitely been through it when you were posting videos and like probably your crypto journey as well that nobody wanted to listen to you. You've definitely had some sort of it. But the lonely chapter is fucking real, bro. And the quicker you get in it is the quicker you're going to get out of it, right? That's why we always say, like somebody just commented on my thing, enjoying the live trade videos. That's why I've started to do this trade kind of journey. It's not a lonely chapter as in like, what I'm doing by myself. It's a lonely chapter of learning the skills. So the lonely chapter is so fucking important for growth because here's why it's an issue. For me, Parker, I don't know if you can relate. You probably have a different story. When I was trying to get rich, e.g., I go back to this guy. The problem I was having was I didn't want to leave or enter the lonely chapter, right? Because I didn't want to fucking be alone. Like you are literally alone because what happens is you are a fucking weirdo. People start to say, like, what are you doing? Like, you're burning the boats. Ryan Little says that. You're burning the fucking boats. Because what happens was, if you were like me before, like I had the gym, obviously I had the job, and it was just gym and going out and trying to pull girls. That was me, right? That was my thing. It was
life.
It was gym. Testosterone.
Time back then.
and fucking booze, right? Alcohol. That's what it came. Monday to Friday, I would work. Saturday and Sunday, all your mates that weren't really your mates, they were just your mates on the weekend because, you try and drink by yourself. You're a fucking weirdo. It's the same with guys that take weed, right? And people say this all the time. I can't relate to this, but I'm guaranteed if you get rid of the weeds, wouldn't have those friends. You're only there because the weed's there, right? And that's the same for everything. So to enter the lonely chapter, you have to say fuck off. For me, I had to say fuck off to the drinking. Okay, I just had to say fuck off to the drinking. I didn't know. The worst thing was I didn't know how long it would take. Like it could have took so long, and it did take so long, and it took way longer than it needs to be because there's a reason why I have this as my channel background. This is pointless, and I always relate this back to you, Parker. You're posting a video, you're posting a video, you're posting a video, you're posting this. You invest in crypto, you invest in crypto. Nothing fucking happens, and you get your first lick. It's so true, right? And that was the same for me with Ecom. Nothing fucking happened. Everybody was saying I was a weirdo, but they were still supportive of me because people above you, e.g., make more money than you. They want you to do well, but they don't want you to do better than them. When I started to get some success, there was almost some resentment, right? They were like, oh, no, look at you. You're too big for us now. You don't want to go out. So that's the problem you have. You have this flywheel in the wrong way But once you get out of this lonely chapter, you start to meet new people on your level. If that's crypto, if that was for me, ecom, like you meet new guys, but they don't want to hang around with you when you're in this lonely chapter because you've not vetted yourself. So you have to be by
It's that
yourself.
place where you're not good enough for the people you want to be friends with yet. You don't have any value for them yet, but you're outgrowing the people down here, and you're stuck in this little middle ground to where, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So it's tough. But the quicker you can get in there, the quicker you're going to get out. Okay. So you guys need to, that's the reason why we do these videos. You can jump along with us. So it doesn't have to be as lonely as it did have to be for me. That's the reason why I was buying courses in ecom. Some worked, some didn't, but I just wanted to be around guys that were doing things that I wanted to do in ecom, and I had to pay to play. I had to pay. That was my value to them. I had to send dollars equal for their time. There was no other way I could do it. I could do it by myself, but I understood that if I just paid these guys, they would teach me in a much faster way because they were interested in dollar value and I was interested in their time. Okay. And that's just the way it has to work for some people, right? And the lonely chapter was tough. But when I got out of it, there's a new side. And no one knows how long this lonely chapter is going to be, by the way. But the quicker you can get out of it and the quicker you can put the reps in that we're going to talk about in a second, the faster you can get out of it. And the faster you can get to this guy right here, which again is the moral of the story. How do we go from this guy to this guy in 2026? I don't know how big the money is for you guys, by the way. It doesn't have to be massive. It might be massive. Well, you want to buy a Lambo trucks, it's going to be very big. You want to just quit your job and travel to Thailand, it might not be as big. So it just depends how far you're willing to go. And nobody can answer that by yourself. Income. How do we get it? How do we use it? There's many ways to do this. There's many ways to skin a cat. What would you say, Parker?
I mean, I'd say we specialize in teaching, getting the passive income off of the crypto that you already own. But a big proponent beforehand is getting your active income up to where you can build a portfolio that you can then monetize. Because if I can help you make 10% a month, but you have $500 to your name, I can't really help meaningfully change your life. You know what I'm saying? Like it's still good practice and everything, but it's just not, the returns aren't going to be significant enough to where it's going to change your life, right? We really need to focus on the active income up front. And then, like, what is it? I think Hormozi says that too. There is no passive income without active income. There is no just free ride. I can teach you how to monetize your savings, your crypto that you've already worked hard to get, and then build more income off that. But there's never just a, hey, you're going to take $500 and monetize that and then just get rich overnight. Too many people are looking for the shortcut. So you do have to work hard. I mean, your story, I know you were stacking 2 jobs. I've stacked 2 to 3 jobs before as well, where I'm just working, and use that for 2 to 3 years just to build these big crypto bags. And then the big crypto bags can now fund and buy my time back. And that, I think, is the goal for a lot of people, is to work hard up front and then use that hard work, multiply it, and then buy your time back later. At least to me.
Yep. The issue for me with the 2 jobs was I was doing the maths and I would never make it. That was the problem. So for me, yes, I would never have made it because it was Domino's and it was Spar. And it was like a 7. For me, it was a 7 to 11 p.m., right? Because I would work, basically get up at 7, not get paid till I turned up at Spar, which took me about 2 hours, getting ready, changing, you're showing up, blah, blah, blah. Clock starts at 9 a.m., 9 till 5, and then basically 5 till 11. So I was working all day. I did the maths and I was like, I am never, ever, 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 ever going to be able to afford a fucking Porsche, to be able to afford a fucking Lamborghini, right? And that's because that's what I wanted when I was young, right? So how do you do that, right? Well, you can either do that. Now we have cryptocurrency. We didn't have cryptocurrency back then. Well, we did, but I was way too young enough to even look at it, right? It wasn't an option, right? And it's kind of becoming that point right now, for being honest. And this is harsh to say, unless you're chasing the shitcoin. Bitcoin's not going to get you rich if you have $200 at the end of every month that you want to spend. It's not going to get you anywhere, right? It can definitely DCA, stack stats. You can monetize it around with DeFi, but it's a tough journey than it was back then when you could buy Bitcoin at fucking $5, right? You would have sold it at 10. It wouldn't have mattered. But for me, it was always about online income. Okay. That's what it was. That was the best thing I could do. And that can be now you, if you have a crypto bag of 10, 20, 30K, right? Because you can make, like Parker said, 10% per month. You can start to scale that. And the beauty is you can be wherever you want. You can be in Thailand. I wouldn't say a third world country, but a third world income country where you're earning dollar value and you're spending in baht. So if you're making 3K and that barely gets you around in UK, 3K in Thailand, you live like a king, right? So that's the beautiful thing about doing something online compared to a normal 9-to-5 job where you're earning in dollars, you're spending in dollars, but also you're tied to that location. You're fucked. You're literally fucked. You're never, ever going to make out of there. So you have to understand income and expenses is the only way you're going to be able to make it. Okay. unless you catch a pump on a coin, but that's completely different. How you spend your time. This was a big one for me, Parker. I've talked about this so many times. People like to laugh at this. It's true. I had this little kitchen fucking timer, and all I wanted to do was work 2 hours per day when I was doing my ecom. And then I took this to YouTube, and then I took this to fucking what I'm doing right now with trading, right? If I could just get this click 2 hours every single day, 2 hours of real work, e.g., if I went to the toilet, if I picked up my phone, if I checked something outside, this would stop. People think they work 7 hours, 8 hours, 9 hours per day. But if I was to take this little timer and every time you looked away and stopped working, I guarantee it wouldn't even touch 2 hours. Okay? So I would urge you guys, if you're trying to learn anything online, crypto, whatever, get one of these and it will change the game and it'll make this lonely chapter a lot faster. Urge you guys. Promise you. Stupid thing to imagine. But this is, you can actually start managing your time and start understanding, are you actually fucking trying? Because I guarantee most people aren't.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a lot of sympathy for people that say they don't have a lot of time, and that's just because of the way I've ran my life the last like 2-3 years, especially the last year with stacking YouTube on top too. You were talking about working all day. It's like, yeah, I was at the dealership at 8 a.m. and then I get off at 6, try to cram dinner in me real quick, and then go to the bar at 7:30, be there till 3 or 4 in the morning, right? Get home, sleep for 4 hours, 5 hours, do it again. And so, and then not only doing that, but then any downtime I had at work or between, I was, the last year on YouTube doing 2 newsletters a week, doing 2 to 3 videos a week, doing the master classes and stuff as well. So I'm teaching people on Saturdays. I got onboarding calls all during the week, got one-on-one clients as well that want to work, privately, additionally as well. And it's like, you're going to tell me you don't have time to what? To what? I'm living like 3 lifetimes in a week. So I don't have a lot of sympathy for time. It usually just gets sucked into like Instagram, TikTok. Like, what about you, Jake? Remember you started that Instagram and then you got sucked in and you spent a whole day on your phone you didn't mean to, and you're like, fuck this shit. You deleted it right away. It just drains so much time. You have so much time you don't realize that you can spend studying, investing, learning, making mistakes, working. Like, get a second job, get that extra income, make an extra couple grand a month, and then use that for DeFi to then return more money per month, and then just create this flywheel that just accelerates and builds itself over time.
It's funny you say that. Exactly. And also, when I had the Instagram, I still have Instagram, by the way. So there is an account of me, but my brother manages it. So I do have it because I understand that content is king. But I can now get to the point where I can outsource stuff. You know what's funny? We talk about, you know how I know I'm going to win in 2026? You know how I know I'm going to fucking destroy even 2020? Like, I did everything bar from have the bull run, take profits, right? And people can't imagine like that I have the Lamborghini and I have like whatever I have. Like, they think I'm going broke. They don't understand, right?
Because all we do
because
is work, bro.
all the work I do. And here's how I know I'm going to win 2026. On Christmas and New Year, these days specifically, and I'm going to tell you something else. I'm quite disappointed at you, Parker. You've missed something. You've missed a key opponent of the 4th of January. It's pissed me off, but we'll talk about that in a second. You're the only guy that hasn't said this, by the way, that I know, and I thought you were my best friend.
Is your birthday today?
Let me come on to that. Let me come on to that. So you know how I'm going to win in 2026? My dad said to me on 25, the 5th of December and the 1st, these 2 specific dates, he's like, you know what, just take a day off. When these people say this, and I love my dad, but it's like so many people said this to me, I just kind of smile because I know everybody else is taking a day off on 25th and then the 1st. And people are like, okay, we'll start like whatever they're trying to do. Even if it's just the fucking gym. I tried to go to the gym on the 1st of fucking January. And I couldn't because it was closed. I was like, Pure Gym, are you fucking kidding me? I've got a code for what? 24/7 for what? But when people can't, they need a day. Like, I need days some days, but like if I've got full energy and I'm waking up good to go, I don't give a fuck if it's the 25th or the 1st of fucking January. I'll still pull up. And guess what today is? Should I not be out drinking, having a beautiful time, spending some money? It's my birthday. Okay. And here I am, live on camera, trying to give something to you.
Celebrating your birthday with me. I feel honored.
And not take anything. A lot of people on their birthdays, like, they want to let loose a little bit, right? They want to let loose. No. If you love the work, and this is the point that most people don't understand, they're trying to do something that they don't like to do, okay? That they don't like to do. If you enjoy the work, you shouldn't need a fucking day. Like, if you wake up and actually love this shit, like, I love making these kind of videos, right? We do these videos for free. I don't have to do this video, but I'd rather do this video because I can help one person in this chat. That gives me a smile, you know? So
Yeah, I mean,
if go on.
I was gonna say, like, my mom was asking about Thailand. She's like, "What are you gonna do out there for a month?" Like, I'm like, "We'll just work." She's like, "Well, what do you mean work? You're not gonna be working." I'm like, "No, we're just gonna work. It's gonna be the same shit. We're gonna be doing onboarding calls and DeFi streams and filming content and hitting the gym and sparring and like doing the mastermind. Like, it's a different life than most people think you're gonna get money and then just go like party at the bar all weekend. It's like that's just never gonna be me.
Yeah, I've done the beach lifestyle in Tenerife for 2 weeks. Like, I was bored. I was like, this is it. I'm going to just chill. Nah. I just read all the books. I fucking reflected on my life, and I was like, I think I was 24 at the time. And I was like, okay, now what? I need to do
Comment
something.
said that I realized the people surrounding me in 2025 were NPCs and only wanted to believe comforting lies and remain comfortable slaves. 2026 is a lonely chapter. Exactly right. You can't wake people up. You try, and you're just wasting your breath. I've tried on many people, and what I've learned and the thesis I've came to is that if you want to save people, you just got to win so hard that you can then give back to them later. You know, you just got to make enough money that you can help buy them a car. Like you bought your brother a car, right? You can help pay off your mom's car. You can help pay the rent. You can buy your friends dinner, you know, what it may be. You're not going to be able to help them do it for themselves, but you can give back later by paying for dinner.
Yeah, that was the best thing.
Like
That was the
that.
best thing. I just bought my brother a car, and he was like, "Are you sure? Are you sure?" I just sent him the cash, and he just chose his car. That was like one, and that was just on a random fucking Tuesday. Maybe it was a Wednesday, but I know people say the word Tuesday. It was a random fucking day. His lease was coming out, and I was like, "Let me just get him a fucking car." Just fucking dropped him fucking cash straight to his account, let him choose the car,
Why not?
and now he's on his way. So that was
Why
one of the
not?
best things. Why not? Why not? Um, and then I had to buy myself a car because I couldn't have him having a better car than me. So I had to let him know who was fucking number one in this fucking relationship, little brother. But that's the best thing to do in the world because there's nothing else to buy, right? Get yourself sorted first. That's not what I'm saying, right? You got to sort yourself out first. E.g., you need money and survive first. But then, if you have parents that are young enough, start taking care of them. Start fucking sorting stuff out. Because if they couldn't do it for you, do it for them, man.
Jake, I'll see you in Vegas and I'll have the girls ready. Make sure your friends are friends.
This guy commented that the other day. I don't know what he means
Yeah.
because when we were in Vegas, like we seen all those little fucking prostitute cars. Is that what he means? Because I hope that's not what he means because they look very
Bro, that's
fucking
crazy,
dangerous.
bro.
I don't know if that's what he means, but I mean, we were there fucking 6 days. It was getting lonely, sleeping next to you, not in the same bed as people like to fucking misconcept here. We were in different beds, guys. But
We were?
okay, if you're no, you are. I have no idea what you mean, but yeah, I'm interested to definitely meet you in Vegas if you're not a weirdo, and it sounds like you're not a weirdo. But yeah, we'll be there in Vegas.
That video lives in my
Um,
head rent free of the curtains automatically opening. You fucking pops up.
We gotta calm down. We're sending too much inside information here. But yeah. So to sum my part, because there's some guys asking about DeFi, which we're going to get into, which is Parker's specialty, because I know he's itching to talk about DeFi. Dead ass, guys. Jokes aside, if you're going to make 2026 your year, you've got to fucking come in with action. We're already on the 4th. It doesn't sound like a lot, but next week, and there's next week, we're going to be in February, and then Parker and me are going to be in Thailand, and then we're going to be in Vegas in April, right? That's past the first quarter. And if
fly
you
by,
guys are
man.
still in this situation that you're in right now, you fucked up again. Good news is, if you're alive and kicking, you can go again. There's unlimited spins at this slot machine, okay? And you can keep playing if you know what you're doing. So that's all I got. And you're going to see in real time how I'm going to do it because I know just by my dad saying this stuff and just by this little thing, it's going to be very easy. But it's hard at the first because remember, if you're starting out, you have to go through this. Okay, and it's not easy. It's tough and it's disgusting. You don't want to do it. But the quicker you can get this out of the way, the quicker you'll find new mates. And that might be me and Parker one day. Who knows? And then it's easy. So that's it. Parker, DeFi. Somebody was asking, explain DeFi. I'm going to let you share screen.
Explain DeFi. Oh, I have nothing on screen. Just our group here. Explain DeFi is so generic. At the end of the day, DeFi, decentralized finance, is what the chains are built for. It's how we can build these systems on chain. We have lending protocols where people can actually be their own bank. They can lend their assets, borrow against them. We have all the DEXs, decentralized exchanges, where people can provide liquidity and they save money on fees when they swap through them. And when someone buys something on chain, they save money in fees And the fees that they do pay, it goes back to the people providing liquidity. So essentially, there's all these be your own bank type things, and that's where these online businesses are ran. I mean, it's by the people for the people. So it's this whole ecosystem that feeds itself. So you're able to actually put your assets to work and be your own bank and do everything that, like, people speculate on assets because the tech is cool, but if you're holding this stuff on Coinbase, you've never used the tech. You've never actually been on chain using these things. So DeFi, it's a very open-ended statement, just DeFi itself. There's a lot that's going on chain, but specifically what we're teaching people to do is to monetize the assets they already own and create this self-sustaining compounding portfolio that will grow over time by itself without you even needing to bring that money from the outside world, for example. So it's beautiful. I love it. It's my favorite thing. And if you have any specific questions, I'm happy to answer those. My chat saying, what do you think about Pulse Chain? I don't own Pulse Chain myself. I know people that quite like it. There's one or two guys in the group experimenting with some Pulse Chain pools, but I personally don't own any, so I'm not a big advocate because I just don't own any. You know, I teach people to monetize what they already like and believe in, and I don't switch up kind of what I like or believe in just to chase something around. You know. Keep up the work, boys. Love you. What's up, Oliver? Good to see you. Oliver's one of our OG guys. He took profits out of his pools and bought like a G-Wagon.
I think it was a Range Rover.
He sent us that picture of the G-Wagon with like 3 girls in the back.
It's a Range Rover. You don't know your UK whips. It's a Range Rover. You got to get these Range Rovers. No, Range Rovers are more badass. If it's an SVR, they fucking whip, and you're basically a fucking gangster in London with a Range Rover. Problem.
Really?
Absolute fuck. Yeah, trust me. Let me actually give the sauce because you don't like to give the sauce. I'll give the sauce.
What do you mean?
You know what I mean.
You want to take that
Give me the
screen
screen.
back?
Give me the screen.
Oh,
I'm feeling very generous today because it is my birthday after all. And all I did my birthday was hit 10,000 steps, make a YouTube video, talk to you guys, go to Nando's, hit the gym, and I couldn't fucking have it any other way. Just understand that. Read between the lines what I'm saying. You can go out on your birthday, you can go out and get drunk. That's fine. But for me, I know the consequences. So most people want to make 3K a month. Would you agree?
Yeah, I'd say that's a pretty baseline people strive for because that
3K a month is enough for you to 3K a month is enough for you to be able to fucking live on your own terms within reason. You're not going to go to Miami. You're not going to be buying fucking Mansour Euroseas, but 3K a month is enough for you to do most of the stuff that you want to do. Okay, especially if that's to come in Thailand. You're going to be a king, right? You're going to have many stuff in Thailand. But I shared this a while ago, Parker. You probably remember this. I was drawn on this. And I'm going to break it down for you. And Parker, you're going to jump in, okay? This is old screenshots. We need to update this, but this is just what I have on screen. So 4 action tips. You're going to have that base passive income. That's my promise for you after this. There's Oliver right there. There's Jack, I think, and there was me back in my Brett and Ethereum pool. What's the first thing? Here's the kicker, though. You're going to need $30,000. Oh my God, Jake, how could you say that? I only have $300. Fuck's sake. It's not going to be easy. And that doesn't mean you can't get there over time. But I'm just giving you a guaranteed wear loosely, okay? Guaranteed wear loosely. This is cryptocurrency. But if we want to do this, and we want to start taking action on this, because how easy would it have been at prices right now where Bitcoin and Ethereum and all these coins, they just keep going sideways. They're not really doing anything. Some are going down asset to asset. You get to stack fucking coins for free at cheaper prices. So this $3,000 per month, when the market fucking starts to recover, is going to be 5-6. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you explain simply these pools only ever bought? Yeah, we will. That's what we're doing right now. So fucking Matt Green, you better fucking lock in. Because if you don't, 2026 is going to be a very bad time for you. Okay. So actually lock in. This is perfect. Okay. Your goal is 3,000. Now, if you have more, if you have less, you change the goal, right? If we're just trying to do that 8 to 12% per month, okay, that's what we're basing this off, 8 to 10%. What do you do first, Parker? You begin shopping.
Which is funny because I keep having comments on, like, you know, I do the shorts and stuff every day too. I post out like that short content to try to cast a wider net and catch more audience. But people are like, 10% a month, that's a scam. That's a scam. You're scamming people. It's like Uniswap's a scam? What the fuck you mean?
You know what's a scam? Going to $50,000, $100,000 in debt to pay off some degree that's never going to make you happy. You're going to have a boring ass wife that nags you. You're going to be a doctor. You're going to make good money, but you're going to be fucking depressed. That's a scam. Okay. And that's if you make to be the doctor. What about all the guys that fucking barely make anything, let alone never use their fucking degree? What's the real scam? And we're giving you this
The
for
art
free.
major.
Yeah. You want to be one of those guys that be a fucking filmmaker, never makes a film, and you're just fucking on the dole, which is the UK version for fucking broke. You can be that guy if you want. I've been that guy. It's terrible. Anyways. I'm locked in here, boys. XRP Ethereum. 20%? Wide, tight, medium? What do you think?
For these two, I mean, it's tighter than I want to go, but it is what it is.
And here's the thing. You get to choose your poison. We're looking at Ethereum and XRP. I'm ignoring Tether. We're looking at number 2 and number 3 asset. If you want to be more safe, you can make it 40%, which will be wide enough. But let's just say you like these assets, you hold them, you got 30K in, right? You're making ding, 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 over 10% per month. That's it.
I
Very
got a
easy.
comment. The banks have people believing that 10% plus is a scam. That's actually so true. They have you thinking that you can't get yields when they're making so much money off of you motherfuckers.
Exactly. So once you find your pool, again, you probably have cryptocurrencies. I only do have 300. I'm sorry, bro. You're going to be making $30 a month. But you're starting now. I don't know if you're joking, but yeah, that's the reality of this game. Okay. If you have $300, 10%, that's the numbers. Okay. You can go and find some crazy pools. We can talk about it at the end, but that's the numbers, right? Step number 1, you set the goal. Well, we already had the goal, which is $3,000 per month. Okay. Then we began shopping. We just looked at one basic one here. If you guys have other examples on coins, I can look them up really quickly with Parker, but that would be just one example, just to keep it nice and straightforward. You probably want to start up 2 to 3 pools. Okay. You decide how much you go, and you go shopping. DeFi position 1, DeFi position 2. That could be VFAT, that could be CEDAS, that could be Turbo Finance for Sui coins, it could be Orica for Solana coins, etc., right? And if you don't know how to do this, go and check out Parker's channel. He gives lots of free information on this. You're not going to find it on my channel because Parker's the main man for that. There you go, Parker. You can't say I'm not nice to you. Here's the kicker. Compound and reinvest in, Parker. Do you want to go over the high level view of this on how this is like game changing? Because you're already making $3,000 per month for free. There's kind of loads of options you could do after this stage.
Yeah, I mean, when you're making $3,000 a month, like you said, I'm going to start with number 3 right there because I think we both agree that it's probably not the best thing to do if you don't have to, but you can take those profits directly and funnel them back to your real world bank account. Real world. God, I can't fucking talk. Cash it back out and use that to pay for your dinners, your rent, your car notes, medical bills, emergencies that may come up. And you can do any of those things. I would recommend. Most of us still have an active income, so you'd be able to use your active income for those things and not have to pull out of the flight wheel. But it is an option if you ever need it. And basically, the other 2 options are you can compound and stack those fees into more long-term assets that you want to hold the assets themselves, or you can compound them into more positions that pay you cash flow. Or you can do a mix of both, right? It doesn't have to be a linear one choice. You can take like 50% in your stack and just buy Bitcoin with it. Take 25%, stack some stable coins for later, and the other 25% compound it back into cash flow positions. There's never, oh, I like what you have down there. There's no right or wrong answer. DeFi is so modular, and that's why that question that was like, what is DeFi? It's a very open-ended because you can pretty much do anything with your money. You are your own bank. You can leverage yourself however you want. You can use whatever positions you want. You can use the earnings to do whatever you want. So that's where, we try to get people's goals. And once we have their goals, we can help formulate that picture and game plan of where you want to go. But without a goal, which was number 1, it's hard to give you a real answer of like, what should we do? Where should we go?
Nice. Compound reinvesting is going to be nice, especially at this stage of the market. If you guys are in cryptocurrency right now, just seen a guy there down 90%. Probably believe in crypto. You probably think we're going to go up. Probably think there's going to be some altcoin season.
Wait, what?
Right? Yeah, I mean, just normal. Yeah, he's just in some more sketchy coins. Doesn't mean they can't come back around. But you can find DeFi pools in them, man. You reinvest them for free. It's almost like, okay, well, if you were doing that with your income from your job, you can now just keep that money on the side. Do the fucking Dave Ramsey boring stuff that Bobby likes to talk about, which is not a wrong answer. But you can still reinvest for your current crypto portfolio, and that's what it's all about. Especially at times that you'd like to buy. You're down 90%. You bought good coins, I would say, but just at the wrong time. Because there's many guys that aren't down 90% in those coins. Right? Same coin, different outcome. It's always the same fucking question or always the same answer, right? If a coin went fucking down 90%, somebody made a fucking shit ton for that incident to happen, right? He bought here, he sold here, you bought here, you're fucking stuck here. Well, if you still think it can come around, it's not a complete shitcoin, you can just use these pools to make little fucking chips along the way. And if and when they do come back, you get to live what this guy would have done. So compound reinvesting, again, we talk about this with building a house, right? You have the house, you have the structural parts, e.g., you have the pool, you have the coins, you make a fuck ton of money, and you rinse and repeat. TLDR, what was that? Can I click this? Which is the same thing. So yeah, that's basically in a nutshell. I know some guy answered that or asked that question. How do you start and how do we start pools? In 4 basic points. You look at your coins, you set your goals, you go shopping, and you decide if you're compound reinvesting or you just buy long-term Bitcoin, which is not a bad strategy. If you like Bitcoin for long-term, you think it's going to be worth $1 million in the next 10, 15 years. That's a good bet. That's a nice bet.
I just want to say something too. Some people, they're so allergic to Bitcoin because, oh, I'm only going to make 50% if it goes back to the all-time high, only 50%. So they buy all these alts, and then you have, and I'm not like being a hater or anything, but then you have people that comment like, hey, I'm down 90%. And it's like, you're not down 90% on Bitcoin, right? You're so allergic to only making 50% that you take so much risk that you lose everything. And it takes away from that. Like the background on my channel, you know how you have the this is pointless thing? Mine says win for sure. Like win. Like we're here to fucking win, no matter what happens. So sometimes it just pains me to see because it feels more like gambling to me at that point. Like I have a bunch of friends that sports bet. Are they successful? No. They win 10K one day and they lose 10K the next day. And it's like they never make it out of where they want to be. They never make it to where they want to go because they don't systemize to win.
Oh, Brett's in profit. Sorry. Fucking Brett up 45% in the last 7 days. Holy fuck. Meme coin season is back on. So ignore all that information, boys. We all want to invest all of our money into fucking meme coins, and we're going all in. I'm joking. Fuck, meme coins are getting a run right now. That's giving me some confidence. No, but he's right? Bitcoin's my strongest performing asset. Number one is because I have a little bit more money in it than most coins, but like it's being my most top performer. Like there's a reason why I'm up, although I'm still down like 500K. There's a reason why I'm like since the 1st of January, I'm almost up $100,000. It's not because of this shit down here. It's because of Bitcoin, Ethereum, HBAR, Solana, and maybe a little bit of Brett. It's the top assets that nobody wants to touch because they're too expensive, but they still have a long way to go. You know, you're not buying real estate prices when they're over fucking priced. Real estate prices are not going to give you this. Stock fucking S&P 500 are not going to give you this. You can do that once you're rich. But Bitcoin's still a good bet, man. It's still a good bet, and it always has been a good bet. You could have bought Bitcoin at $16,000 in 22 and 23.
Especially when we're not monetizing it too, and I'm using that Bitcoin to generate income. It's like, is it really only making me 50% if it pumps, or am I making a lot more than that?
Yeah, you got to be in this for a long term, man. Because
I'm seeing too many blown portfolios and altcoins, and it's like, why did we do this? Why?
Yeah, it's okay to have bets. Like you can look at my portfolio in real time. There's bets across the board, but the biggest bets I've taken riskier coins are down 90%. I'm with you, but that guy said 90%. I'm down 92 in Illumium. I'm down 95 in Veracity. I'm down 85 in Black, although Black made me fucking more money because I've put in a black hole pool, which was good. Thank you for that one, Parker. Target, I'm down 74%. Like Medicaid, I'm down 46. Gala, I'm down 62. There's big fucking losses across the board. And these are my lottery ticket bets, right? I take bets all the time, but I want my win for sure Parker Ray fucking YouTube banner. I want my win for sures. Because if I never had my win for sures, it's a different, there's no Lamborghini Urus in fucking my driveway right now if I'm on these fucking bets. I promise you that right now. There's nothing. There's absolutely nothing. So you need your win for sure. And it's never going to be a bad price to buy Bitcoin at 91K if you can monetize it in DeFi pills.
Think about, what was it? A couple weeks ago. 100% net worth in one random ass meme coin.
Yeah.
And it's like, and we couldn't even sway to take anything out and put it in
praying that it would do well. Praying that it would do well. Maybe it will. But I take risks, but I'm not prepared to take 100% of my net worth on some altcoin that nobody's ever fucking heard of. No,
just
thank
go
you.
to zero, and then like imagine that life-changing money goes from $853 to like $100.
That is a wife-changing scenario. You decide to be a little bit sketchy in the wife department. You go with another girl. She gives you chlamydia. No, thank you. Not worth the risk. Move on. See you later. It's true. It's the same thing. Anyways, so the VFAT is going to be your go-to. So everybody on chat right now, after this call, watching the call recording, start looking at your assets, start going through the spreadsheet or Excel draw board I give you, and start typing in your assets. Put in a 50 quid, put in 100 quid, put in $500. Okay, set up your wallets, make sure you do everything right. and then just see what fucking happens. If you like it, start deploying more. We're not 100% in pools. That's not what we're saying. We're trying to make income on our assets when nothing's happening. Because once it does happen, that's where we make the money. And that's where one day you can make 3K per month. And some of you guys have got more than fucking 30K per month when you can do this right now. You don't even fucking know it's possible. Some of you guys can be out your jobs right now if you want.
30K a month. Some of you guys got
some of you
big bucks.
guys
It's
in
pretty
chat can fucking quit your job right now if you know what you're doing. And you're going to work there for the next 5 to 10 years and be fucking miserable. Here's the fucking formula. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Do you think XRP is going to hit $10 this year? Maybe, bro. I've got $5,000 worth of, or 5,000 XRP for that specific reason. And that's all I really care to talk about with XRP. But if you want to monetize your XRP against Ethereum, you can do that, where you don't need to worry about if XRP goes to $10. $5 might be good enough for you if you're monetizing it today, let alone 6 months ago. But that's for you to decide.
Is the bet over for Sui, the $10 tattoo? Because like the bull, like no, it's over. Like it's been 2 years at that.
I mean, no.
It was. I think it's over.
Well, you failed. Well, you didn't fail. You
Like,
technically won, but like it was by 25 end of.
It was a win-win
you know?
situation. Like I either make a bunch of money or I have to get a tattoo.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Oh, you would have
Or
regretted the
lose-lose
tattoo.
situation.
Yeah, but
Lose-lose.
like it's 2025 is over. For me, it was 2025 end of year, because if Sui survives,
Yeah,
which you probably
so
will,
no
like
tattoo.
you're going to have to get a tattoo anyways. So do you know what I mean? So it doesn't. It's gone.
Yeah, I'm
It's
not
finished.
keeping that bet open until 2030. And like 2030, oh, I hit $10 and I get a tattoo. Like, there's no way.
What do you do after you're getting the bag? How do you do with taxis? I don't know.
Hey, watch the video tomorrow.
Watch the video tomorrow. Okay, Parker's got a video.
The ghost story video.
I've been never more excited about one of your videos for so long.
The intro tomorrow, guys, and tomorrow's video is going to be painful, possibly.
How long's the intro?
30 seconds.
Okay.
It's so
Okay.
bad.
Okay.
But it's funny. It's
Is it
something I
actually
can
about
talk
taxis?
and explain. It's not directly, but indirectly.
Okay. It's a loaded question, man. Where are you from? Where do you plan to live? Are you talking about investments? Are you talking about trading? Are you talking about income? Are you talking about setting up a business? Like, there's so many questions. Are you from the UK and you just don't give a fuck? Not me, by the way, but that seems to be the UK narrative. And guys in the 10K fast track, they just don't care. That's fine. That's up to them. There's many ways you can get around taxis, but I would probably say pay them, but try and pay the least possible if you're smart about it. A lot of you guys that are down in your portfolios can take a whitewash and start again and get free money. Probably you guys didn't know that. And you can immediately buy the same assets again. I don't know if that's passed now. It might
In
be
the
for
US, you
but
should have done that.
Should have done that
31st,
before.
But
And the
I forgot
31st.
to do it
So
with
you missed
Render.
that.
Forgot to do it with Render.
Yeah. So maybe this year, guys. But there's ways you can do it. But I would use Coinly or CoinTracker if you're not tracking your taxis. Basically, I would say basically a free. It's probably a little bit of money, but like it'll do all the hard work for you where you don't have to fucking put your coins in a spreadsheet and see I'm down 90% here. I'm up 400% here. It's messy, guys. It's messy. Okay. What else you got?
How do you calculate impermanent loss and how can you reduce that? There are tools you can use to see. I mean, basically, impermanent loss is going to be the difference between if you were just holding Ethereum and it went to X price and you sold it at X price versus the pool and whatever value plus fees it's worth at a moment in time. Now, the truth is that most people, probably even on the stream, didn't sell their Ethereum when it was 4.7K. So if you want to talk about impermanent loss, a lot of those conversations are irrelevant for most people because they don't actually sell their bags and they hodl them all the way back around to zero. So in those cases, pools win 100% of the time. Tim, I recognize your name. We talk a lot about the more advanced strategies like lending and borrowing against. When you're doing that, you are eliminating impermanent loss completely because you're borrowing from bags that are going to experience 100% appreciation. And so your the amount you borrow and throw into pools, that would have a little impermanent loss. But again, you're still net positive and you're levered over 1x. So you're not going to experience it that way. Hopefully that makes sense. You can ask any clarifying questions if you need. What the fuck is the Ferrari doing on the screen, bro?
Oh, boys, I'm just shopping. 2026 is going to be fucking fantastic. So I'm just shopping. Don't mind me. Don't mind me.
Which one
You guys can worry about fucking
It's your birthday.
Rolls Royce.
It's your birthday. What do you want, Jake? What do you want, Jake?
You're right. I need another. How many cars do I have to buy in the driveway for somebody, for the guys, the 1% of guys, like, fuck, finally, he might have actually made it, because I've seen him with this car. I've seen him with this car. How many cars is it going to take? Because I'll fucking do it. I like this website, by the way, but they do overprice their
clean.
cars because their fucking photos are so good. Top car right now is $1.2 million, but no photo. Okay.
It's in pounds, fake money. I'm playing.
That's real money, by the way. Right? Pounds is way stronger than the dollar. You times this by one, way stronger than the dollar. Way stronger. Way stronger than Aussie dollar. Way stronger than Thai baht. Way stronger than Canadian. This pounds is one of the fucking strongest currencies in the fucking world. If you fact check that, it's top. It's top. It's way stronger than the dollar.
It's pretty close to that pricing.
No. Watch this.
No, they're asking
3, 2,
in chat
4.
how much mentorship is, how much to join the group.
Wait a minute. 3, 2, 4. Oh, I'm too busy.
How about going short on said asset to hedge against impermanent loss? Well, okay, so here's something worth explaining that might not be. Jake, I'm gonna have to take the screen back. Oh, I don't know how to visualize this very well though.
Okay, take it.
Let me see. Let me see if I.
Sorry, guys. I'll be back. Just having a look.
Let me see. Let me see. Where do I have a module on this kind of somewhere? Okay. Okay. Ignore that face. That's crazy. The mustache, the good old days. Okay. So impermanent loss, right? I just ChatGPT fucking generated a fucking chart to show impermanent loss. You're like, okay, should I wait, where did it go? Oh, there it is. Okay. Should I short said asset to hedge against impermanent loss? Okay. Impermanent loss only happens to the upside. There is no impermanent loss to the downside. Impermanent loss to the downside is an impermanent gain. You lose money slower. So impermanent loss is it's demonized like it's this scary thing. Like it's this scary evil thing. Impermanent loss is just a part of having liquidity because you are not holding an asset linearly. You are slowly getting converted to one or the other. So you got to think, say this was like Ethereum to USDC. If Ethereum goes down in price, you slowly DCA into Ethereum, but because you're holding some USDC, you lose money slower than the yellow line, which would be just Ethereum by itself. The opposite's true to the upside. You would gain appreciation slower, and depending on the size of your range, this would be more extreme or slower, and happens slowly over time. And again, Tim, I know we've talked about leveraging against your spot bags, and that gets rid of this altogether because you would have spot assets on the side that experience 100% appreciation. So when you're talking about shorting, that's more about going net neutral and trying to reduce downside volatility. So if the price moves down, you make money on the short while you lose value in the pool is kind of where you're trying to then hedge. But impermanent loss is not something that happens the way down, it happens on the way up. And hopefully this graph kind of makes sense there. But I mean, it's demonized so much. And especially if you're doing the borrow from your capital strategy, it doesn't exist at all because you're levered over a 1x position. So it becomes irrelevant at that point, in my opinion. Let me see another chat. I know that, but in the downtrend, it's not working with borrowing. There must be a hedging then. What do you mean exactly? Or no, that was Chip that said about going short to hedge against impermanent loss. Impermanent loss only happens to the upside though. Tim said, I know that, but in the downtrend, it's not working with borrowing. There must be a hedging then. I mean, you can always hedge the position. If you're long-term bullish on whatever time frame you're looking at, then hedging may be for you, it may not be for you. If you think there's going to be a swing down, well then yeah, you should open a short position and hedge. If you are looking to the upside, then I wouldn't be worried about momentary swings down. And I only borrow in that 30 to 40, 50% max on Bitcoin range to where Bitcoin would have to swing down to 45K for me to get liquidated. So if you think that's going to happen, you probably shouldn't have a position open anyways. If you don't think Bitcoin's going to go back to 45K, then we're probably going to be fine. And all the income from my pools, I can use to increase my TDL on the way down. It's just a long-term approach. I'm not trying to make as much money as possible tomorrow, get rich tomorrow. I'm just looking long-term and journey income nonstop. And is there a rebalance possible like snuggling because of problem with the range? Like it must be a giant upside range if you snuggled the downtrend. I mean, it depends on the ranges you're setting. Again, it comes back to I'm not trying to make 1,000% APR off ETH to USDC. If I'm making 80, 90%, like that's fantastic. 80, 90% a year. If I'm making 8% a month off my ETH USDC, that's fire. So it just depends a little. It's hard to kind of get the specific angle of your question through text, but yeah, I'll leave wider ranges than you think. And there's wide ranges on some assets that are 200% wide that still pay 20% a month, like Wink Wink and Monad. Monad's doing fire right now, right? So Let me see. I'm gonna read your chat too, Jake.
If I become crypto successful like you, will I get shiny teeth instantly? But somebody's going to say I rented my teeth. Yes, you'll be able to spend $10,000 and get brand new fucking the shiniest teeth, 16 fucking maxed out veneers. Yes, you will do that because
Somebody
money
in our
won't
group
mean
DM'd me
anything.
about teeth. They were like, "Hey, I just lost a tooth last week, and I want to ask Jake about."
I mean, sure. I needed to fix my teeth. The problem is I had fucking 2 missing teeth, so I had to get 2 implants, which were fucking painful. And then I had to get my teeth straightened, so I couldn't just like for you. You've got pretty straight teeth, no homo. I think you've had the braces before, or you maybe had Invisalign or something, right? There's no way you haven't, right? Maybe.
Yeah, do I have Invisalign?
Yeah, of course you did, right?
Twice.
So he's good. Anytime he wants to max out his teeth, not that he needs to, he can just jump in. I had to sit there for 2 years wearing a fucking piece of shit retainer that was killing me. So if you want nice teeth, guess what? That money that we talked about at the start can get you there. But again, before the nice teeth, get your fucking self sorted first, right? Because 10,000 teeth isn't going to fucking pay the bills and get you out of that job, right? You're probably not going to be a model, right? And unless you're gay, maybe. But you need to fucking fix yourself first, right? Zesty fuck, right? That's you. That was your word, actually, that people used to call you. And they still do call you that. So let's not forget that. Parker is zesty. But deadass, you can do all the fun things you want to do, but sort yourself first. I fell into that trap a little bit back when I was 23, 24, when I started to get my first lick of money, where I started to buy the stupid stuff first before I even set myself up first. That's why I've still got, like, my dad forced me to buy £200,000 worth of fucking stocks and shares, just in case this crypto thing doesn't work out, right? It hated me to do that, but I have that just in case. And then I could start buying the stuff that I wanted to treat myself with, right? So cover yourself first. And then you can start, if you work hard in 2026, you've got 365 days, less than that now, you can buy something nice at the end of the year, right? Sort yourself out first. Because there's no point coming to fucking the 9 to 5 in a fucking Lambo with fucking nice teeth. There's no fucking point. Fix yourself first. Cover your ass first. Get DeFi pools set up. Get the crypto bag set up. Get some stocks. Maybe get a fucking real estate property if you want. Whatever you need to do. And then treat yourself. Pearly Whites.
If you make a range from 2,500 to 3,500 USDC, but if the price drops to 2,400 and you snuggle down, your upside range must be 15 or so to be neutral. If the price runs back to the entry, I mean,
you know what you should do. You shouldn't answer these questions. You should make these videos. These should be like this is literally like what I used to do back in the fucking YouTube days. If somebody had a question that was good enough to actually make a video, I'd make that video.
Hookers is crazy. I mean, yeah, okay.
We
can cover that later.
What about
quick
cocaine
answer?
Wait, what?
The quick answer is just that. I mean, if you go down to 2,400, first off, you're not far off. You don't have to rebalance. You don't need to. And if you do struggle, you're minimizing. I don't know what you mean by the 15 exactly. I could be just retarded right now. But also, you're making the EPR and you're offsetting that. But even when you go below your range, say the paradigm's changing and you think things are going short, that pool DCA'd you into ETH at a better price. You could then withdraw the liquidity position altogether and just lend more ETH out on the side or whatever, and then borrow more capital, start a new position fresh. And you're not going to have any impermanent loss because you're not rebalancing. So hopefully that kind of makes sense. I don't know.
Make the video.
It's hard to tell.
Make the video. Make the video.
GG. That's over an hour. It's about time for me, anyways. Actually, because I got.
Yeah, me too. Me too. We'll be back. We'll be back. Let me sum up this video. Let me have some airtime because you've spoke for 40 fucking milliseconds there. Me and Parker will be doing streams. I'm joking, by the way. Me and Parker will be doing streams every single Tuesday. I'll be in the studio. So the polished version will be Tuesday and Sunday. Are we holding ourselves accountable to that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Tuesdays and Sundays, and then after that, we'll work something out when he's in Thailand, right? So if you want to check out Parker's channel that I can see,
I'll give you your birthday
Parker Ray
gift
Crypto. Okay. Nice. Locking that door for sure. But yeah, 2026 is here, bro. You guys watching this right now, don't make us fucking ask you in June, July, August, and if you're asking the same questions, I'll remember the fucking YouTube usernames and the fucking names. You're still asking about the fucking same dumb questions. Come on, bro. This is for you, man. It's not for us. It's for you. We do these for you. So lock in. Keep watching Parker's channel. Watch mine if you're interested. And just keep going from there. GG, boys.
GG.